Hey Scrubs, welcome to episode 1, the Phantom Podcast. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Jeremiah.
Here with the Scrubcast. We're going to be covering just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, you're probably our moms.
We're going to go over video games, movies.
Yeah, basically all the things that aren't really important but are important to us.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Yeah, and if you enjoy similar things, please feel free to listen, comment, subscribe. We're also going to be giving stuff away, but we'll talk about that later.
Our plans with the show.
Yeah.
Cover just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think we're planning to do this weekly, right? And if not weekly probably bi-weekly.
It's also, up in the air. We're going to do special little videos.
Yeah. Well, they're all special little videos, Ethan.
They're all special.
Yeah.
We'll do Let's Plays, movie reviews.
Yeah.
Possibly the occasional drunken commentary.
Oh man, that'd be fun. Unboxing videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like cheap stuff, like nothing good. Like the typical unboxing video buys like really expensive stuff and then unboxes it. We're gonna do the exact opposite.
Ain't nobody got cash for that.
Nah. If you've ever heard of the website Wish, we're gonna buy like $2 things off of that take 30 days to arrive because they're coming all the way from China. And we're going to take them out of a box and show them to you, and that's about it.
Takes those little kids 2 minutes to make it.
Yeah.
30 days to ship it.
Yeah, right. Planes are slow, man.
So that's the plans for the show, moving into the future.
Yeah.
I guess we can go ahead and introduce ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, you go ahead and go first.
I'm Ethan, known Jeremiah since the 8th grade.
Yeah.
We first ran into each other in PE class.
Wow.
The reason we met each other is because you had that weird stretchy frisbee.
Yes, I had a green frisbee that was made out of basically like some kind of rubber, and it had like little dongles on it. And I don't even remember where I got it. I remember it was like the most important thing to me at the time.
Yep.
Because it meant that I got to do something other than sit there and just do nothing in
all
gym.
I remember is you were the weird kid in the trench coat.
I still am the weird kid in the trench coat. Shut up.
We didn't really start hanging out until freshman year.
Yeah.
When I know this is
we were in clubs together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Topic you typically like to avoid, but we were in JROTC together.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what brought us together.
Mm-hmm.
Started hanging out all the time.
I believe I was the only guy who would give you a ride at the time because I was the only kid who could drive at the time.
Well, yeah, you were the only one with a license.
Yeah, and that's where our friendship was really formed by him needing a ride home and me being okay with giving him a ride
having
home.
A vehicle and me enjoying torturing you while you were learning to drive.
The world's worst driver. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised we never ended up in a ditch. Went through high school.
Yeah. That was good times, and
got weirder.
Yeah.
Got nerdier.
Yeah.
As we went along.
Lots of fun times sitting alone in your bedroom playing video games, right?
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Then we both left high school.
Mm-hmm.
Spent some time under a blood contract with the federal government.
Oh yeah, military service, always fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't regret it, but I don't miss it.
Oh yeah, thank you for your service, by the way.
Oh, thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
Service.
Now what do we do?
Well, we both work in behavioral health together.
Yeah, that's even more fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it went from one crazy to another.
We basically work in people's homes.
It's supported living.
Yeah.
Mental and behavioral disabilities.
Yeah. Ethan's my boss. So
we have the joy of working with our best friend.
Yeah, it's fun. That means I can mess up and know I can never ever get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got security there.
Yeah, right.
Well, we mentioned we're going to be talking about movies.
Yep.
TV
video
shows.
Games. Basically current events whenever it comes
games.
to... Yeah, whenever... current events that have to do with these topics.
The entertainment world.
Yes.
And anything else we feel like talking about because it's our show and we'll do what we want. I know one of the things I sort of wanted to cover with this first episode.
Okay.
Sort of help introduce people.
Yeah, of course.
Us.
Yeah.
Because
we've gotten big and famous, and everyone has to come back and listen to this as reference, right?
The roots.
Yeah.
The roots. I sort of wanted to talk about the entertainment that helped shape us in our youth.
Okay,
To
yeah.
turn us into the scrubs that we are today.
I believe we have notes, right? So
notes, fancy notes.
Make paper noises. Make paper noises.
We've got lots of notes.
Shuffling.
We're prepared.
Yeah.
We can pretend like we know what we're doing with the show.
So I believe we decided we're going to start with movies, correct?
Yeah.
And I believe we both love Star Wars, right? Because
Star Wars was very influential.
Yeah, differently so for me than for you, but yeah. So you go ahead and talk about how Star Wars was influential for you, Ethan.
Well, for me, growing up, anytime me, my older brother, and my cousin all ended up in the same place, you could guarantee that we were going to be watching the original trilogy at least 3 or 4 times.
The whole trilogy?
The whole trilogy.
Like, I love Star Wars, man, but that's a lot.
We had the special box edition of VHS.
That one right there?
That's the one.
Yeah.
The one sitting on your shelf over there.
I think everyone in America has one of those. Yeah.
And so, we watched that all the time, anytime we were together.
Yeah.
And then when the new trilogy came around.
Okay.
As an adult,
here's the deal. We were kids. We loved those movies.
I've got a different opinion on it now. As a kid, I was the target audience.
Yeah, man.
And that was my first time.
Loved the cartoon rabbit that stepped in the
being a part of the hype train that was a big release. I still remember when episode 1 came out. Went and saw it in the theaters as a young kid, and it blew my mind. I was happy to get to be a part of that.
Yeah, it was
target
nice.
audience.
I also did the same thing. My parents were I didn't even know it at the time, but my parents were like super disappointed because they saw Star Wars in the theater, like the original Star Wars, I think, in the theater, and they were like,
My dad saw the original trilogy on their premiere nights in the theater.
Oh wow!
Which is what led to me torturing myself before the release of The Force Awakens.
Oh man, yeah, you did that whole thing where you like tried to not watch any trailers, and
I wanted zero knowledge of that movie going into it.
Disney was
because my dad had told me that's how he went into episode 4. He had no idea what it was or what it was about, and just went to the theater and saw it and had his mind blown. And I wanted that same 1970s experience of having zero knowledge of the movie before seeing it.
And you said it was worth it, right?
Oh, the entire experience of coming into the movie blind.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. I'll probably never do it again, though.
Right? Yeah, because it's so much work. I tried to not watch the trailers for Rogue One.
In this day and age,
and it's for me, Star Wars was pretty influential just because my parents really liked them, and I got to watch them the first time on VHS with my parents and with like my siblings. My siblings didn't care at all, but like I really liked them. I think one of my sisters likes Star Wars now. But other than that, yeah. And I didn't have a whole lot of social interaction back then, so being able to.
You guys were homeschooled, right?
Yeah, I was homeschooled. All I got to do was basically hang out with my parents and maybe the other homeschool kids. So.
Do whatever it was that your parents liked doing.
Yeah, which was Star Wars, which was the one thing. It's like the one thing that I got that like my parents liked that I actually picked up on, because like my dad liked hockey. I don't like playing hockey. Other than that, like I like Die Hard and action movies.
Outside of Star Wars,
yeah.
Like looking back on my childhood, the movies I remember watching the most are with my dad, and those were old war movies.
Yeah.
My dad loves old war movies, and so as a kid, those were like the only non-G rated movies I was allowed to watch.
Yeah.
I grew up in a very strict Bible thumping home.
Yeah, I think we both did.
Yeah. Those war movies sort of pushed the line on that, but my dad liked them.
But it's okay because it's patriotic, son.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like, I look back on the fact that my dad let me watch Saving Private Ryan whenever it first came out on tape, and the fact that he let me, a young kid.
How old were you? Because I didn't get to see that movie until I was like
I can't remember exactly this one, but yeah, I was a kid.
Yeah.
When it came out in '99, I think.
Well,
somewhere around there. And yeah, I watched it within a year of it releasing. So I would have been 8 years old, maybe.
Well, it's crazy now. Like a DVD release of a movie will come out like within the same year. It used to be you'd have to wait a year plus for like for the VHS to come out or whatever.
Just the fact that my dad let me watch that movie as a kid, but that's what my dad did. We watched old war movies. When Band of Brothers came out,
Yeah.
me and my dad watched that.
Did you guys have
front to
HBO
back.
growing up, you rich kid?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah?
No, it was whenever it came out on DVD.
Oh, okay.
And then me and my dad watched the entire thing front to back an entire weekend.
It was great.
And then you and me,
we watched
I remember in high school,
bunch, yeah.
there was like a 2-week period where I think we must have watched it front to back.
It was on TNT,
like
I think.
4 times in a period of like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We watched all 10 episodes 4 times.
It's a lot to watch all at once. That show's not meant to be watched all at once.
No.
Yeah, it's because it's like, for one, it's an hour long. So it's like, there are people like with Game of Thrones, like people that watch like whole seasons of Game of Thrones all at once. That's like 10 hours.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It's too much.
I watch a ton of movies. Like, because of the place that we do work, a lot of the time is not like free time, but if a client's not interacting with you, you can just...
we got lucky.
Yeah.
Having a client who likes to watch movies and play video games.
Basically, yeah.
Which means we get to sit around and
watch movies and play video games. Yeah. I get to watch a ton of movies, and Ethan's kind of the boss at work, so he doesn't get to watch as many movies and play as many video games, but...
Like, I've actually got to do work at work.
Yeah. Speaking of games, what kind of games are, like, your bread and butter, your favorite kind of games?
The games that I got to play growing up...
Yeah, those kind of games.
Also stemmed off of growing up in a very strict household.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guns and violence were right out.
Oh, yeah.
No way that was happening.
Yeah.
So
I remember it was a big deal when your mom let you play Halo 3.
Yeah.
It was like a huge thing.
So I grew up on racing games.
Yeah.
Once again with my brother and my cousin, and the 2 biggest games we played were Need for Speed and ATV Off-Road Fury, which was great because you could also play as a monster truck in that one. But it was racing games pretty much across the board for us. And then I think it was whenever Halo 3 came out, I got Halo 3 and I got whichever Call of Duty it was at the time. The last one that was set in World War II.
Yeah.
Got that. Those were my first shooter games. I fell in love with that. So I've always been real big on racing and shooter games. Currently, my 2 favorite games right now, Overwatch, which I love, and then
cartoon shooter, yeah.
Forza Horizon 3, which just came out.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Love it to death.
I hear you can play the Warthog in that one.
You can.
Yeah. I hear that everything is super realistic, right? The only thing they couldn't make super realistic is the tires on the Warthog.
It's
because
off.
because obviously the Warthog's an imaginary vehicle, and like the big tires would mess with it.
Still, you're getting to race a Warthog through the Australian outback.
Pretty cool, right? Everybody hangs out in Sydney because that's the only Australian city anybody knows about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then my grandma has a lake house that we used to go up to during the summer all the time, and what we had there was a tiny little 10-inch TV with a Super Nintendo, and we had Super Mario and Duck Hunt.
Nice.
So you can just imagine a bunch of small sub 10-year-old kids sitting around a 10-inch TV trying to play Duck Hunt.
My video game experience is a little bit different because I didn't get my first real gaming system, which I consider to be like my Xbox 360, until sophomore year of high school, something like that.
Yeah.
Before that, it was just like PC games, and I had a PS1, but I only had 2 games for the PS1. I had the first Medal of Honor and a game I don't even remember. I wish I still had it. It's like a little kart game that it's like little robot carts with guns on them, and you drive them around like a closed track and shoot these other robot carts because there's no online, or at least there wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when I finally did get an Xbox, it was just like Red Dead Redemption, Dead Space, and all the Halo games. That was it until I got enough money to basically buy every video game I ever wanted to play.
Yeah, and
with Steam sales, you can buy whatever you want.
And now I've got more games than I know what to do with.
Yeah.
Games that are just sitting ready to install on my Xbox, and who knows if I'll ever actually get around to playing them.
I'll just go play more Rocket League.
Pretty much, that's what it is. I'll get on and I scroll through all the games that I've downloaded. I should play this. But there's Overwatch.
Yeah.
We'll play that instead.
I'm currently really excited. I'm going to play Everspace later today. I'm gonna download that. That's gonna be
fun.
Yeah, it's like I really enjoy FTL. I played that on my iPad. I played it on my laptop. It's a great time waster. This one's gonna be different though because I'm actually gonna have to pay attention. I can't just I can't just like autopilot through it because it's an actual 3D game.
I'm currently attempting to set aside money to build a proper gaming computer.
Yeah, they're expensive,
so that
man.
When the full release comes around for it, I can play Star Citizen.
Yeah, in about 10 years, whenever Star Citizen comes out,
when it finally comes out,
you'll be able to play it in all its majestic
That time
wonder.
frame works for me because that gives me plenty of time to
it
actually
gives you enough time to be
computer.
able to afford the PC. Yeah. That'll be able to run it, and by then, like everyone will be playing VR games, so nobody will want to mess with Star Citizen.
I'll need something to run the VR.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So moving on to TV.
TV? Oh man, what do we like on TV, Ethan?
We sort of touched on it a little bit with Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
One of the bigger things for me, as with any kid, was cartoons.
Yeah.
Currently now in my young adulthood, I spend way more time than I probably should watching anime. Not that anime's bad, it's just the fact that I spend way more time watching TV than I should.
Well, there's a lot of anime, though.
There's so much of it. And probably my first brush with it, I don't know if you ever watched it or if you ever heard of it, Code Lyoko.
I've heard of it, I have not watched it, though. I'm busy like catching up on Berserk, because I recently discovered Berserk, and it is a weird, sordid thing when it comes to like the animated versions of that show, because half of them are like 3D, like the new ones of them are like 3D CGI.
That headache-inducing CG.
I mean, it's okay. Like it's just, and the quality of the new stuff is just very like random. Like the first episode was like meh, I thought, and then like the third and fourth episode, like there was like a big. I felt like there was a big jump in quality when it came to the animation style. I don't know if that was.
It's like they brought somebody different in.
Maybe or they threw more money at it or something. I don't know. But like it was okay. The old like 1980s version, where it's just like regular animation, looks like a bunch of kids drew it. It was pretty. It was good. It was good, and
Which
wasn't.
Is what I love, because what matters, especially with anime, is the story.
Yeah.
If there's good storytelling, I'm not gonna care as much about the animation itself.
Well, and that's what's kept me into like Berserk, is it's like a really interesting story, and like I really don't want to have to go read the manga, because I hate reading backwards, but I'm gonna have to go read the manga because the only thing that they've ever animated is the frickin' the Golden Age arc or whatever it is. I want to get to the Black Swordsman, but the only thing that they have right now for the Black Swordsman is the current season that's like on Crunchyroll or whatever. So.
See, Toonami.
Yeah.
I've already described my home growing up. So I had to sneak into the living room late at night after everybody gone to bed and watch Toonami almost on mute, and that's how I got away with watching cartoons and anime as a kid. Yeah. Now I don't have to sneak it.
Well, I mean, you kind of do.
My dog gives me a judging look every now and then.
Well, yeah, your dog's kind of judging.
Some of the ecchi stuff.
Hey, man, gotta get your waifu.
Right?
Yeah. I had a similar thing because like I was homeschooled, man. The only thing I could watch was like PBS cartoons. I got a lot of Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah.
That's where I learned how to be a social being.
Yeah, right.
Was through Arthur.
Had to pretend to have friends.
Right.
But I would sneak in on like I think it was like Friday or Saturday mornings or something like that, and watch Power Rangers. I would sneak into the living room and watch Power Rangers.
We got to watch Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It was weird because my parents would still occasionally refer to the monsters on there as demons.
Well,
but we still got to watch it.
I don't know. That was at a weird time though. Like everything that was based in Japan was like from the devil, like Pokemon.
Well,
I couldn't
at that
watch
time,
Pokemon.
late '90s, early 2000s. That is when the evangelists were working their way through the U.S. There was a widespread revival coming through America. Everybody was coming back to their faith. And I still remember the day my mom called me and my brother into the kitchen and showed us the printed off email that she had gotten describing how our Pokemon cards were portals for demons into this world, and the creatures on the cards were representations of those demons.
There was a lot of that. I remember D&D got a big hit too.
D&D got hit from its creation.
Focus on the Family hated D&D. Every week there'd be like a radio show about how like D&D was the devil and it's poisoning your kids.
And I still remember that email. It had a picture of Scyther on it. Remember that detail. And then our mom made us throw all of our Pokemon cards away.
Yeah.
Couldn't even give them to our friends. We weren't about to put that evil into their house.
Oh, no.
We threw all the cards away. I still give her grief about that all the time.
Love you, Mom.
I love her to death. I tease her about everything. And now here I am as an adult and watching all of the Devil's cartoons and playing D&D on a regular basis.
You feel like you're getting away with something, right?
I do.
Like
every time I play D&D, it's like I'm doing something dirty.
Yeah, they made it fun. Is what it was. I wouldn't have even cared about Power Rangers if I'd have known I wasn't, unless I wasn't able to watch it. Well, we could probably talk about the Power Rangers movie coming out. That'd be.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh whew.
There's gonna be something down the line for that.
Can't wait. But to be fair, right? Like, I mean, if there's horrible acting and bad special effects in the Power Rangers movie, what were we expecting? Right?
Listen, my whole thing is I'll be happy as long as punches cause sparks and explosions.
Oh god, did they do that? I thought it was only like swords like clanging against
it's pretty
things.
much any kind of impact.
Yeah, I want to see like a super fake trampoline jump with like a slow-mo explosion.
There
way in the background.
Mm-hmm.
There better be. I mean, we're talking about TV, right? So we can talk about Game of Thrones. Like, it's not on right now, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing a spoiler cast for next season of Game of Thrones.
There will be prediction episodes and
because it's the second to last season, right? It's only going to be half as long.
Well, the fact that all the actors are literally out-aging their characters.
Well, they were always out-aging their characters,
and the fact
according
that
to the books.
Martin's probably going to die anytime soon.
Yeah, but his kids know the ending.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And the producers know the ending.
And I'm sure they have all of his writing skills and capabilities too.
I don't know, man. Have you ever read those books?
I have.
Yeah.
When I was stuck doing training out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
One of our LTs out there, she had a couple copies of some of the books.
Yeah.
She just like handed them out like candy. She's like, "Here you go, keep yourself busy while we're sitting around doing nothing."
I was a bad soldier. I always had an iPod with an audiobook on it.
Oh, well, out at NTC there was a very strict no technology policy.
Oh, geez, really?
We weren't even allowed to take our phones out with us.
When I went to when I did
I've taken my phone out with me to take pictures and listen to music.
Everyone had their phones, man.
Yeah. It was sort of one of those, if you get caught with it, you're screwed, but if not, nobody really cares.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got their...
Yeah, well, when I went, you could have anything that didn't call home. That was the big thing. Because the whole reason you're going to that training is to
simulate a deployment.
Yeah, to simulate a deployment to a foreign country where they're listening to everything you do.
I simulated my deployment because I would have a camera with me.
Everyone's going to have a cell phone.
Oh,
Everyone has a cell phone on deployment.
I've got my audiobooks, my music. I'm going to take sweet pictures of myself. You're gonna have 50 cal.
You're gonna have a laptop. Yeah, you're gonna take you and your best friend Saw, put them in both your hands, and like hold them up like a gunslinger. Pictures. Yeah, everyone does.
With belts wrapped around my chest.
Oh
and
man,
everything.
I hate myself whenever I look at those pictures. I'm just like, you're the biggest tool.
I love them because.
But you look really cool.
Everybody who has ever held one of those weapons has wanted to take the exact same picture, whether they admit it or not.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that picture.
Did you ever take like shirtless body armor pictures?
No.
I did, but never did anything with them. I think I deleted them.
It's because I always hated the way the vest looked. Because we had the old school IBAs.
Yeah, you didn't have the IOTVs.
Yeah.
Which is basically just old and new body armor.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to television. You're watching Westworld, right? Are you caught up on that?
Yes.
I'm caught up on Westworld.
I have not watched the third episode yet.
I have. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've watched the first two. It's probably one of my favorite recent shows that I've decided to pick up.
Yeah.
And the only reason I picked it up is because my HBO app kept sending me notification after notification.
They really want you to watch that show.
Westworld just came out. You should probably watch it.
Hey, Game of Thrones is going to be over.
Fine. I'll watch Westworld.
There's only 2 more seasons of Game of Thrones. We gotta do something. We gotta make a new show.
Well, it mixes some of my favorite things. Sci-fi and Wild West.
Yeah, man. Michael Crichton. He's the same guy who wrote like the Jurassic Park books.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy has against theme parks, right? Like,
right?
I haven't read any of his other books. The only 2 books I know of his that are...
I think he just has a fetish for making people pay to die.
Maybe. I mean, well, the first Jurassic Park, nobody paid to go into the first Jurassic Park.
Well,
though,
not
right?
They didn't get the chance to.
Yeah, I guess that's true. As the idea of people getting paid. Yeah, I don't know.
Buy your ticket to your own death.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Yeah, Westworld's pretty cool. Because Westworld was coming out, I watched the old 1970 Westworld movie with Yul Brynner, and it's a horror movie way more than the show is. Maybe because the show is moving so slow.
Well,
but
I could see the show with the way it's headed now.
Yeah,
I see it only getting darker as it progresses, but not in the traditional horror sense. More on the psychological side of things as they delve deeper into what they've already started hinting at with that. I'm trying not to say too much.
Well, it's...
For anybody who hasn't watched it at all yet.
Yeah.
Granted, it's only up to 3 episodes so far, so
yeah,
it's not like
there's really nothing to spoil at this point. They're robots, and they're in a theme park that you can pay to go to, and they're super lifelike, so it feels like you're actually if you shoot someone and you're in a Wild West scenario.
The theme park is essentially built for rich people to go rape and murder it.
In the third episode that you haven't seen yet, they talked about how much it costs to go there. There's just a throwaway line. In the movie, it was $2,000 a day. So in the 70s version,
wow,
$2,000 a day. You want to guess how much it costs to go to modern day Westworld?
15,000.
42,000 a day. I think it was 42. It was at least 40,000 a day. I can't remember the exact line, but yeah, that's a lot for a theme park. And it's a cool theme park, but I don't care how rich I am. That seems a bit extravagant. I'll buy my own robots for 40,000.
It makes sense when you consider the overhead.
I suppose, but
how often they're having to repair those robots?
If I do go, I'm getting my money's worth. I'm shooting 30 robots a day.
I'm trying to set the record for kill count.
Oh yeah. Just walk in and just start shooting everybody for the start of the...
If it moves, I'm shooting it.
Some guy walks up to you like, "Hey partner, I'm a prospector and there's a lot of gold in them."
Done. I don't want to hear it.
Do you want to help us fight Indians? There's a bunch of them.
Dead. I'm just going to pay somebody to follow me around and do tally marks on a sticky note.
But the thing is, when you run out of people, you're going to have to shoot the tally mark guy.
Well, then I won't need them anymore.
That's true. It'll be done.
Go to sleep, wake up the next day, they're all back.
Other than, obviously, the amazing programming on HBO, which is great, are there any other TV shows that you like to watch, that you follow?
Well, I'm a big superhero nerd.
Yeah.
So
you like all those horrible WB shows that I also kind of enjoy?
So much.
They're pretty great. They're like fast food of TV,
they are.
Right?
They help quench the thirst that I constantly have to fill this large void of superhero fandom.
Void. There's 10 movies a year, man.
And it's been great.
Yeah.
The last couple of years have been great for people like me.
But you still feel empty.
Because
you
quality.
Can never be Oh yeah, there's only
one
one Marvel movie.
It's the big difference between quantity and quality.
You can get 3 DC movies a year. You can get one Marvel movie a year. What you gonna choose?
I watch Arrow, The Flash, and Supergirl, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Trying to keep up with all of them, and at the same time, I'm also trying to keep up with the 40 different subscriptions I have right now between the DC Rebirth comic books and some of the Marvel comic books, and then some just other random comic books that are neither Marvel or DC.
Yeah, Dark Horse, man.
Yep.
That's where it's at. Does Dark Horse still have Star Wars comics? Is that...
They do.
Okay.
I'm actually not subscribed to any of those.
Yeah.
Dark Horse and then Image Comics.
Okay.
They do some really good short series that are 6 comics.
I personally am not into comic books just because I own.
You don't like spending an absurd amount of money on 15 pages?
No, I love the art, right, and the stories are pretty cool. But when you've read one Superman like Superman and Batman story, they're just gonna do it again just a little bit differently. I can't do it over and over and over again, you know. And I have read comics and I've read like all the stories, but they don't change drastically enough for me to be able to like just be like, yeah, I'll drop like $3 a comic on like on the same story, just twist it a little bit. Hail Hydra.
Like right now, the subscriptions I've got them split with Evan, another coworker of ours.
Yeah.
And even splitting it down the middle like that, still dropping $20 to $25 a week.
That's quite a bit. I don't. That's gonna cut into my HBO money.
Yeah. I guess we can talk about what we're excited for coming up in the near future.
Well, I mean, we can't talk about Rogue One for the rest of the podcast, can we?
No, but we can at least say we're excited it's happening.
Yeah, right.
It's coming.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't know about you. I like The Force Awakens. I really enjoyed it. It was basically A New Hope.
I'm going into it the way I always go into every movie.
Yeah.
Which is in, what are my absolute minimum expectations here? And as long as I can be happy with what my minimum expectations are, and those get met, I can be happy with almost any movie.
It's really hard to do that for Star Wars, though, man.
It is, just because it's been such a big part of my life that I do set the bar pretty high for it.
Yeah.
But with my typical method, I'm able to enjoy movies, even like Transformers Dark Side of the Moon or whatever it was called. Because I go into it, like with Transformers, what do I expect from this movie? Giant transforming robots fighting each other, and the occasional hot girl on the screen. What did I get with Transformers? Giant transforming robots fighting each other, and the occasional hot girl on the screen.
Were you expecting the monologue about underage relationships?
No.
Did you need that, Ethan?
I didn't.
Did you want it?
I did not.
Who did? Who wanted that? I don't know. Nobody.
I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah. We're both excited for Rogue One.
With Rogue One, my minimum expectations, give me lasers, give me lightsabers, and make Darth Vader truly scary again.
See, I'm kind of the opposite when it comes to what I expect from Rogue One. There are people, like, from the way people are talking and like the one trailer I've seen and like the everything everybody's saying, it's supposed to be like the Saving Private Ryan of like Star Wars movies.
Which will be great.
Which is awesome.
If
the only problem, like I don't want to see Jedi. I don't want to see
I don't want that.
I don't want to see lightsabers. I think it would be really cool if the whole movie had 0 lightsabers in it, other than Darth Vader, which obviously they're going to want to show off.
With
Darth
the
Vader's
sabers, I want them to, when they appear, to be this mystical, slightly scary thing as how the normal person in that universe views them.
Yeah, which is weird because the Jedis only got killed off like 10 minutes ago.
Right.
According to the timeline. So that would be weird. So if anything, I think if we do see a lightsaber, it should be like, holy crap, I don't know what that is, or holy crap, I haven't seen one of those since I was a little kid on Coruscant. Got a name from Coruscant, right?
Yes.
I think it would be really cool if we didn't see any Jedi. Because that's the whole point.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point of, like, why the
Jedi are gone.
Yeah, the Jedi are gone, and this is, like, a point in the timeline where there are no Jedi, so that's why there's chaos.
There are Force sensitives.
Yeah, right.
Which those are just spread throughout canon and legend.
Yeah, and I totally get, like, I also, like, I watch Rebels, like Star Wars Rebels. Do you watch it, too?
I watch Rebels because of how much I loved the Clone Wars. Right,
I also enjoyed the Clone Wars show. I also enjoyed
because the Clone Wars was so focused on the clones.
Yeah, it was the clones.
the Joes.
Yeah.
You actually got to see their side of the war and the conflicts.
Yeah, that's why I'm really looking forward to Rogue One, because I hope we don't have to mess around with like a bunch of Jedi, Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker family problems.
And it's one of the things where as much as I've loved it, I'm excited to get away from the original Star Wars story, because what a lot of people don't always realize is episodes 1 through now 7, soon to be 8, is that's not the Star Wars story of the entire galaxy as a whole. That is the Skywalker story. It follows these Skywalkers.
Yeah.
Now we're actually getting to see some stories of other characters, other areas of the galaxy.
And you got that with cartoons. You got that with like the TV shows. And that's why I'm okay with there being like Jedi in the TV show, because the TV show centers around a kid who is a Jedi, which is fine. I really enjoy that. I really enjoy all the the name character drops that they throw in there. Like, I'm super excited for Admiral Thrawn, who if it's Grand Admiral Thrawn in the show, that'd be the wrong time for him to be a Grand Admiral.
It would be,
but I would be okay with it because I understand they have to throw things out of whack because they destroyed the book canon for
Yeah.
Which I know you were super excited about. Yeah, I don't really care.
After I had invested all that time into reading so many of the books.
We should also mention that we do read. We're not complete. We're completely
illiterate.
Yeah. I mostly listen to audiobooks because that's what I have time to do, like in the car.
I've started listening to audiobooks a lot more lately.
I do so much time doing other things. I don't really have time to just sit down and read anymore. So it's just more of a multitasking thing now, reading a book or listening to it, I should say. We're excited for Rogue One. You want to see really good laser swords. There will be lots of lasers. Those are in the trailer.
Lots of lasers.
And you want Darth Vader to be done correctly.
And I want Darth Vader to be scary.
Yes.
Because
I don't want to see...
That's what he was to everybody else. He was this terrifying being. Everybody had heard of him. Not everybody ever saw him.
If he had to show up, that means stuff was not great.
And if he was there, you knew it had hit the fan.
I don't want Darth Vader to ever take out his lightsaber personally. And if they did it, it'd be fine. But I think it would be cool. I think it'd be cool if Darth Vader just walks onto the battlefield, if he ever gets on a battlefield, and just stands there and just kills people, just with his mind. Just starts either choking people or just slamming people up against
force
walls.
Powers left and right.
Yeah, all the stuff that he, for some reason, didn't do against Luke. Which, I mean, the only time we ever see Darth Vader actually fighting people in the movies, if I remember correctly, is he's fighting Luke, right?
Pretty much.
And he doesn't want to kill Luke because he wants to turn Luke.
Yeah, he's trying to turn him.
So we never get to see Darth Vader actually go
We never
hog,
get to see the most powerful, force-sensitive person out there, according to the prophecy, use the full extent of his powers.
Yeah, so I would like it if he never even pulls out his lightsaber and he just stands there menacingly with all his death troopers getting shot to shit around him because the Imperial March just whoosh, and I'm sure it's gonna have to be just a spectacle, right? Because the only reason he would be there is because of the Death Star plans, right?
Exactly.
And they're obviously losing. So it's
yes.
I guess I'm gonna have to kill everyone now, and then I would imagine he just does a bunch of really cool force slams and chokey stuff, and he just stands there. But then again, people probably wouldn't like that, right? Disney's not gonna want it.
Well, Disney started pushing the lines a little bit with some of their more adult-themed movies and TV shows.
My big thing is I don't want Darth Vader to look like an action hero in this movie. I don't want him to jump around and I don't want him to be Yoda in prequels.
He
needs to
be just quiet.
Yeah, menacing
and terrifying and menacing.
Yeah. What he was in the original series.
Can I make one small prediction
that
I just thought of?
You can.
It's for the end of the movie.
Okay, what do you think the end of the movie? Well, do you think they're gonna get the Death Star plans to Princess Leia, Ethan? Do you think that's gonna happen?
Just what for the final scene is gonna be. Or at least my prediction / what I would like to see as far as what I like in cinematography and whatnot is I would love for the final scene to be the very first scene after the scrolling text from episode 4 and it goes right into that.
Disney will probably do that.
And you see the destroyer coming up on Leia's ship and then roll credits.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's probably what they'll do. Or they'll do something like that because they want to tie all their movies to the main canon that's not the prequels as much as possible.
The original moneymaker.
Right? And that's why The Force Awakens is basically a shot-for-shot, line-for-line, with the exception of adding some really cool new things. It's just A New Hope, which is... I still liked it.
Yeah.
It was good. And we'll talk about that another time. We should probably...
It's about time to wrap this up.
Well, yeah, it's about time to wrap this up.
Episode
1 of the Phantom Podcast. So we should probably talk about the giveaways that we're going to be doing, right?
Yes, real quick. Giveaways.
Because we actually want people to listen to this. Maybe not a lot.
So we figure, bribery works.
Yeah, why else would you listen to our podcast?
If you enjoy toys and cheap knickknacks,
video games that are on sale at EB Games or GameStop.
Yes, we will be attempting to do giveaways on a slightly regular basis.
You're all gonna get copies of Rogue One on the not Rogue One, my bad. Rogue Leader. What am I thinking of? Rogue Squadron. That's it.
Rogue Squadron.
You're all getting copies of Rogue Squadron 2. That's $10 on Amazon.
But we're gonna do semi-regular giveaways.
Yeah, I think
we like to leave some mystery in there.
I believe the first thing we're giving away that we already bought was a toy from Rogue One. It's the main female protagonist in that movie. And she's
strong female lead.
Yeah, those are important.
Yes.
It's not like there's been strong female leads in Star Wars movies before, ever.
Never.
But,
never ever.
But maybe this time it'll be like more of a combat role, right? Because that's
maybe she'll be like. Well, she will be the tough character.
Yeah. Well, women are good spies, right? Like because nobody like in the real world, like women are great spies.
With their womanly wiles.
I would imagine anyway. I wouldn't know anything about that, but. But yeah, so we have a toy to give away, and it's basically going to be like a whole, like, we're going to take a picture of it, put it on Facebook, and there's going to be like a link to like all of our stuff in there, and if you share and like and subscribe and all that stuff, you
will be entered
into a chance. And I don't know how we're going to do it randomly. We're probably just going to like
we'll randomly decide how to do it randomly.
We probably will. We'll probably just like scroll through all 2 people that shared and subscribed, and just put both your names in like a big spinny wheel jackpot thing, and then we'll rotate it around and then pick one of your names out.
Occasionally we'll do random shout-outs, so if you'd like a shout-out, let us know.
Yeah. How would they let us know that they would like a shout-out, Ethan?
You can message us directly on Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook?
Yes.
What about an email? Do we have an email?
They could send us an email.
What email should they send us questions and things that they would like us to hear us talk about?
If they have questions, topics they'd like to hear us discuss, or if they'd like a shout-out, they could email us at thescrubhubpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep, no capitalization.
No spaces, no underscores.
Don't want you to mess that up, that really important email.
thescrubhubpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. And I think that's probably it. So everybody have a nice day, and we'll see you later.